to welcome all the devotees to our Sunday love feast. We hope that the love is the prevailing factor. Sometimes people call the Sunday program the Sunday problem. Because some devotees have to cook, have to clean and dry, some people think this is a problem. Initially, Srila Prabhupada started this Sunday gathering, taking a page out of what was already going on in America. People go to church on Sunday. Generally, temples are open daily. And according to the different arti ceremonies, people come and they have the audience of the deity. They can offer prayers and offer bhoga, vegetables, whatever it is, fruits, offer their donations, and then off to work. But Srila Prabhupada, being a world acharya, having seen the atmosphere of the United States, and with the task to transplant a whole spiritual culture. Sunday is okay, no problem. There's always this fight in Christianity sometimes that the Bible says that you should keep the Holy Sabbath. That's Saturday. So what is this Sunday going to church business? So we understand that the world originally had one culture. This is the culture of the Vedas, because the universe is the holding cell for all living beings. And particularly one rock called Earth planet is where we find ourselves in our confinement. And each planet, when the universe is following Dharma, is ruled by saintly kings called Raja Rishi, saintly kings, who uphold the laws of God and therefore train the citizens how to live for their spiritual welfare. And with the passage of time, we know how things often change. And when people start to migrate and move here and there, then different adaptations come about. So Sunday program, Sunday love feast, Prabhupada thought, everyone goes to church on Sunday, let's do it on Sunday. And his whole idea was that because everyone is occupied in the week, work, school, whatever it may be, then the weekend they can come and become absorbed in hearing about their spiritual welfare, hearing from the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, hearing about Krishna, devotional service, and to inspire them to make the trip as you have done. Then an elaborate feast would be cooked. There's a book coming out soon, if it's not out already. Kurma Prabhu, who has made all these recipe books that have given so much joy to so many of us over the years. So they have a cookbook for cooking in large quantities for festivals. What inspired him to do this was his travels to the different temples and seeing that the love feast, just the name was remaining feast. But it was becoming something that even many devotees surpass in their own homes. Srila Prabhupada's idea was that because all of us are so enmeshed in our day-to-day activities, which generally are pulling us into the material network of Maya, we should be inspired to come and engage our senses, fully immerse ourselves at the Sunday feast. So not only the tongue for singing as we've been doing and hearing and seeing the Lordship, seeing the spiritual master, but also the tongue for tasting. That if there's anything that will get you in your car, in the bicycle, on the train, at least it should be, hey, that feast. And we see that it works. We have a whole group of devotees that whatever else is going on there, okay, all glories to that, but they know exactly what time to pitch up for the feast. This is the mercy of the spiritual master, meeting us halfway, or even meeting us just one step from our gate, arranging that it's not just a process of negation. Oh, it's all Maya, it's all bad, mature life, run for the mountains. No, it's a matter of, we have the senses, we have this body, we have to engage our body, engage our senses, our mind in the Lord. So we'll look at a verse from the Bhagavad Gita briefly. Today is also the disappearance day of Lokanath Goswami. So we can say a few words about him so that we can pick up some inspiration, because such saintly persons are teaching through their life's example. And we can then aspire to follow in their footsteps. And we can pray to them for their mercy, because it is mercy that is giving us the ability to continue on the path of spiritual life. Without the mercy of the saintly persons, spiritual life is just a dream. If anyone thinks on my own strength I can walk this path of pure devotional service, good luck. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam Karuti Vachalam Bangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, entitled Knowledge of the Absolute. We will read text 25 and 26. We'll read the translations and one of the purports and say something. There's a tendency to be lost because of time. So 7:25, if you can please repeat. Naham prakasha savasya yoga maya samavrita mudoyam nabijanati lokomam ajam avyayam. Translation: I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Text 26. Vedaham samatitani Vatamanani chajuna Bhavishyani chabhutani Mamtu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows. So purport to text 25. It may be argued that since Krishna was present on this earth and was visible to everyone, then why isn't he manifest to everyone now? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Shishupal spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the Supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that he was the Supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common men. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasure. But to others, to unintelligent non-devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. In the prayers of Kunti in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.19, it says that the Lord is covered by the curtain of Yoga Maya, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yoga Maya curtain is also confirmed in the Ishopanishad Mantra 15, in which the devotee prays, Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasa Pihitam Mukam Tattvam Pushamapavino Satya Dharmaya Dristaye. O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yoga Maya. The Brahma Jyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Satchit Ananda Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by the internal potency of the Brahma Jyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.7, there is this prayer by Brahma. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world, or even the planets, but still, they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn, but also avyaya, inexhaustible. His eternal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The concern may be there that where is God now? We are going through whatever we're going through on the planet. And if God is this loving personality, then he should show himself and show his supreme power to remedy the problems of Kali. So Srila Prabhupada, echoing what Lord Krishna is saying, that basically everyone in material existence is considered to be foolish and unintelligent. We have made the wrong choice by desiring to lord it over material nature, therefore have acquired this human birth. It is said by Krishna that the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, this is knowledge. To see that I'm having a raw deal in material existence, to see that the body that I have is not my original body. So spiritual life doesn't really begin in earnest until we are able to fully identify ourselves as the Spirit. So, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. I am Brahman, I am Spirit. Therefore, Mam Chayo Vyabhichayana Bhakti Yogana Sevate Sagunan Samatitaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Krishna says that one who has transcended the modes of nature, one who is now identified as Spirit, then Bhakti begins in earnest. So basically, making the point that Bhakti or devotion is of two qualities. There is the pure devotional platform of Bhakti, and then there's the mixed platform of devotional service. So the mixed platform is generally where we are when we begin. That we are coming with our own baggage of desires. And we are coming with our different conceptions of God. But to speak of conceptions, also our own impositions on how He should act in relation to us. You ever heard that statement? If God was this, then He should. So we are already creating our idea of who God is. If He's so loving, then, let me hit the Lord. And He doesn't care about my bank balance. Why should I care about Him? So, miscalculating the position of the personality of Godhead, and therefore, in the estimation of God, being foolish and unintelligent. You think you know, but you don't know. This was Krishna's first chastisements of Arjuna. Arjuna had many reasons, valid reasons, but all based on the bodily concept of life. Why he wasn't going to fight, why he wasn't going to follow Krishna's instruction. You can read those reasons and really sympathize with them. They make sense. Killing my relatives, my friends, my teachers, they are worshipable. If we win, then how do we enjoy a kingdom once we've killed the people we love? Anyway, if you kill all these men, then who will protect the women? Irreligiosity will enter. And then unwanted children. It says in the scripture, those who destroy the family tradition, they dwell in hell, Krishna. Anyway, we know better than to fight these people. They are impelled by lust for a kingdom. Let's not be like them. So Krishna is listening. Arjuna speaks himself into a cul-de-sac. Then he says, Krishna, besides you, no one can remove these doubts that I have. And that now, I accept you as my spiritual master. I'm a soul surrendered unto you. I've been overcome by all this degrading impotence. So he recognized, I'm being foolish, but that you can be foolish and still sound very intelligent. In so many literatures, so many scholars, so many media personalities, your favorite musicians, sound so good, but simply vibrating material sound and creating bondage for those who consume that sound, thinking it will liberate them from birth, death, old age, and disease. So Krishna tells him, you're speaking so many learned words. You're sounding like you know something. But actually the wise, they don't speak like you. They don't lament like you. The wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Talk about kick-starting a conversation. He's worried about killing people. Pillar killing is wrong. Yes? Oh, you're not sure now. Killing friends and relatives and gurus, this is wrong. But Krishna is elevating not just only Arjuna's consciousness, but our consciousness. This is one platform of life, the material platform. There's the spiritual platform of life. That is the real platform. So he's making Arjuna understand your lamentation is due to your misidentification with this body. If you were actually wise, you would understand there was no time that you didn't exist, that I didn't exist. No, all these people that you think we will kill will cease to be. Because the soul cannot be cut to pieces, cannot be moistened by water, cannot be burnt. Now, this conversation, you don't find it so much, even in your spiritual circles, where we first speak of spirituality without clearly understanding what is spirit. Therefore, we prefix spirituality and Indian, African, Chinese spirituality. And then we fight based on the designations of this body. And we try to colonize spirituality, gatekeep it, then again capitalize on it to sell it to others, because all are identifying on the bodily concept. Therefore, they're going to shop according to their bodily concept of life. When real knowledge comes that the Lord is claiming everyone, Aham bija pradapita. Krishna says, I'm the seed-giving father of everyone. He doesn't speak in terms of the bodily concept of life. When you find upadharma or secondary religious principles, then you hear a lot of the God of these ones and the God of that one and the God of those people. It is also to inspire them, because there's also a platform of unity based on nationality, right? So many men and women have been crushed by cannons in wars for love of nation. So that can be leveraged if you're bringing people higher. Black consciousness, brown consciousness, white consciousness. Even Krishna in the Gita uses Arjuna's bodily concept of life and identification. Oh, best of the Kurus. Oh, Prita, he'll call him according to his clan, according to his ancestors. He will call him according to his accomplishments as a warrior. So Krishna respects and understands exactly where we are. Like in the next verse, Vedaham Samatitani. Krishna says, I know past, I know everything about the present, and I know everything about the future. Where we stand, we are looking at the present and planning for the future. Krishna is planning for our present. He knows already the future. He's trying to adjust our present. We are confused. Why am I here? Why these circumstances? Because we don't know where we've been. We don't know what we've done, and so we don't understand the result of our previous activities. Nor do we know the result of our future activities, yet we try according to our own means. So to come to spiritual life will require a type of trust in Krishna. It's called Shraddha, faith. It starts very soft and malleable. Maybe there is God, okay. And let me not neglect it. Maybe if I don't do something, he may just be a little vengeful and spite me, and then my future is doomed. So, okay, I'll go. So that faith has to grow and mature to a point where it's unflinching faith. So we can assess, do I have that unflinching faith? If I don't, then I should cultivate that. How? By hearing. We may demand of Krishna, I've come, I'm doing A, B, C, D, E in spiritual practice. So show yourself. How come I don't get a glimpse of you? How come I don't get the taste that is spoken of in spiritual life? So we are people of rights. So much rights consciousness, the rights of the, and the rights of those ones, and the rights of... So Krishna also has his rights. He has a right to reserve revealing himself to those who are not qualified. So before we demand of Krishna taste and realization, we should assess our own qualification. So it is said of everyone, we are all full of mistakes. We make mistakes. We have imperfect senses. We have the propensity to be illusioned, and we have the cheating propensity. He cheated on me. She cheated on me. And in business, there's no business without cheating. So much cheating is going on. The campaigners, they fill up the stadium and they tell you exactly what you want. We will get this inflation down, the roads will be fixed. And we vote. Prabhupada says, cheaters and the cheated. So, with this condition, then we can understand that our senses are very limited. Our minds, convictions cannot be trusted. They are very fickle. Intelligence, how can it penetrate anything subtle, what to speak of spiritual? So when we assess ourselves first and see the disqualifications that are within us, it should foster humility. With this humility, we can begin to approach the Lord. Okay, I really don't know who I am. This question is asked to all of us here. When you try to, who am I? Well, you've got some name, it's all in relation to this body. But Prabhupada at least has brought us to the theory that I'm the eternal servant of God. Therefore, if eternal, then spiritual. Then spiritual, how? A part and parcel of that supreme. Same in quality, different in potency. So we start to form some sort of identity on the correct platform. So with that humility, we can approach. So if Krishna won't reveal himself to those who are not qualified, then who has a chance? We heard here of the curtain of Maya. Maya Javanika Chanam, Agyam, Adoksham, Avyayam, Mudoham, Navijanati. Krishna is calling us fools. He says there's a curtain of Maya. Agya, we are born in ignorance. We don't know really anything. And he himself is Adokshaja. He is beyond the range of our senses. And we just spoke, our senses have imperfections. So even the instruments we create carry the same imperfections. Anyway, Krishna is a category above our domain. So we cannot just, by some mechanical instruments, get to see him or arrest him. And then he's inexhaustible. Who can perceive something that is inexhaustible? How can you perceive? That means you have to gather all of it and put it in front of your eyeball. It's impossible. But we can understand Krishna's disposition is that he is more eager than we are to reveal himself to us. Although he is infinite, he is able to show himself to us who are finite. And he's saying that when we approach in a humble state of mind, this humble state of mind is not so easy in the culture that we are raised in. Because the culture is about establishing self. Everything for number one. And I don't care what people think about me. You ever heard that line? And then sometimes it really also helps you. Yeah, I don't give a damn what others think. I do me. Do you too. So, if everyone is the center and everyone else is just like some detail, some feature, or some periphery, some scene in my movie, then I have to assert myself and to be humble. Prabhu, that puts us in line for being abused. People will walk all over us. And you can feel the boots walking all over you. It's generally the question that's asked, this proposition of being more humble than a blade of grass. The first thing is that we're so quick to think that we can step into blade of grass humility. Instead of asking, what is the process to get to that? Immediately we disqualify ourselves. Nah, this is all just hype. Humble than a blade of grass. Mina. Dealing with you guys. I know all of you. But if I would be more humble than a blade of grass, my life would be miserable. Because the modus operandi here is that the spiritual sparks, which are superior to matter, have a mission of exploitation. The whole mission is to gather the resources of nature, subjugate them, channel them according to our whims for enjoyment. And so what we see when we look out is our interest. How can I increase my area of influence and control and power? So humility threatens our very existence here because they will exploit us like anything. But Krishna's disposition is that he is very merciful. He is very merciful. He is ready to give us the tools with which we can come closer to him. Therefore, you see that in the bhakti space, so many doors are there for us to approach Krishna. There are many things we may be individually attracted to. Other people sit down and let someone say something from the scriptures and they can just listen. It's their thing. Classes. Others avoid classes like a plague. Others, they like the mridanga sound, they like kathals, like the holy name, together kirtan. Others just want to come and dance and just exercise their demons. Generally, everyone is agreeable with prasadam. It tends to be 100% people's attraction. But then there's those who have transcended certain preps of prasadam. They've been at it for a long time. No, just paneer, please put it on. Others can't believe, paneer, you don't want paneer? So there's the deity, you can come and stay at the Lord. There are so many devotees of the Lord whom we can be inspired by. We just want to see Prabhupada bow down before him. Tulsi Maharani. All these are avenues that bring us closer to Krishna. And so when there's that humility, and then there's this recognition that Krishna is ready to accept us, is arranging for us, these two, recognizing Krishna's mercy, approaching him in a humble state of mind, trying to get the mercy of the devotees, the mercy of Krishna, then the infinite becomes accessible to the finite. So we should be encouraged that this whole life is for this relationship with Krishna. It is not one of those things that we are going to apply ourselves and very quickly graduate, get our certificate, pure devotee. Then now you can continue with life. We are spiritual beings and spiritual life is real life. Just as we think we're this body and we make sure we put food in this body every day, then we have to put in the spiritual stimulus, the spiritual contact, impressions. We have to do that daily as a practice so that we come to a point where nobody has to remind us that you should eat. Someone was saying about their relationship. Once it's come to a level where, sometimes you are just, you're feeling so hungry, but you just don't know what to do with yourself. But your spouse gets you so much that they just tell you, maybe just eat, my love. And then you think, what a partner. Exactly. I'll follow that. I should just eat. Yes. Such love, such connection, such understanding that you're so confused by that situation, you even forget your own body, you don't know what to do with it. So Krishna consciousness is that gradual step-by-step process. Lokanath Goswami is one associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm just looking at time. So we'll just quickly touch upon his life. He appeared in today's Bangladesh, in Bangladesh. Two devotee parents. It is said he is an eternal associate of Radha and Krishna as a Manjari. He's Leela Manjari. He had a very close friend in Bhagavad Goswami, who's known as Prema Manjari. So Manjaris, these are eternal young girls who serve the gopis, the girls that are Radharani's friends. There's 8 principal gopis. And then they have also girlfriends that serve with them. These are called Manjaris. So this is to tell us that there is another world, and there's whole occupation and service that this Lokanath Goswami, who's appearing as a boy and a man in Bangladesh in the 15th, 16th century like that, that is not who he is eternally. That is the incarnation that has been taken and accepted, all for service. He was so renounced that he decided in life he would not accept even students. No disciples for him. He was attached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to take sannyas, he was so disturbed, thinking Lord Chaitanya is such a beautiful, saintly looking Brahmana boy with beautiful hair. Now he has to cut his hair and travel and take the life of a mendicant, difficulties, heartbreaking. Anyway, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna with his own mission. He did take sannyas. When Lokanath Goswami heard this, he was in Vrindavan at the time. He thought, let me go see him in Jagannath Puri. When he got to Jagannath Puri, they are walking. So this distance is just unthinkable. It took him weeks to get there. And then he found out that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to South India. In the ecstasy of love, forget the distance. How far was it for us to come to the temple to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
60, 65 kilometers.
You know, that's like really long. They are walking for weeks to see the Lord. So you can understand there's a different level of attraction to the Lord. By the time he went to South India, Mahaprabhu was not there, he had gone to Vrindavan. So his heart was haunted by this separation from the Lord. That when he got to Vrindavan again, they said, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone to Prayag. Now he's a madman. Because his consciousness is all internal. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. The I of the pure devotees is always imbued with this love of God. And this love of God, it creates this burning sensation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I have no fragrance of love of God. If I had love of Krishna, I would have died many years ago. But I still maintain my fly-like life. That means if I can tolerate this separation from Krishna. So Lokanath Goswami, he thought off to Prayag. And then in a dream, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, no, I told you stay in Vrindavan. Rupa and Sanatan are there. And associate with them, serve them. And by their association, my association would be very easy to achieve. So he went back, understanding that desiring just to see Krishna is good, but Krishna will not make himself available without the mercy of the devotee. We see it in the life of Raghunath Das Goswami. He got blessed by Lord Nityananda, then he could get access to Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eventually came to Vrindavan after he had traveled from Prayag. Lokanath Goswami is the spiritual master of Narottam Das Thakur, but Narottam Das, he also is a very divine personality. When Lord Chaitanya was bathing in the Padma River, he started to shout out, Narottama, Narottama, Narottama. And his associates were wondering, my Lord, who is this Narottam? Who are you calling? And he said, oh, you don't know Narottam? He will come. And I'm leaving for him my own personal love of God. He told River Padma, you keep this love of God for Narottam. She said, how will I recognize this Narottam? He said, when he enters your waters will overflow, you will know. So this is Narottam at 18. He went to that Padma River. And he got that love of God. So he is such a personality that he himself also was harassed by not having the association of the devotees. When he got to Vrindavan, Rup, Sanatan, they were no more. He couldn't find Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. So he's meeting Lokanath Goswami, who had also been harassed by a life of separation. And these two devotees demonstrate to us that actually to serve Krishna in the mood of separation is a much more exalted position, and it yields the greatest type of spiritual happiness than thinking that I should always be with Krishna. And our opportunity is here. We are separated from Krishna by the curtain of Maya. And she is dealing with us very nicely in many ways to help us become humble and to help us depend on Krishna. So Lokanath Goswami said, I cannot accept you as my disciple, to Narottam. And what did Narottam do? He decided that he will find out where Lokanath Goswami was passing. Basically, the toilets at the time are out in the fields. So he would go every night to clean up the area where Lokanath Goswami would go and relieve himself. And so it came to pass that Lokanath Goswami noticed, hey, I always do my things here, but this place seems like somebody is taking care and nothing has happened. So he decided to camp out to see who is this person. And at midnight he saw someone coming. Jumped out, hey, what is this nonsense? What are you doing this? And he recognized, oh, this was Narottam. And this disposition of Narottam Das Remember, he's such a scholar. He's so elevated, lover of God, that he changed his own mind. Okay, I will accept you and give you mantra and become a disciple. So again, seeing that even the one who has received direct Krishna prema from Lord Chaitanya, I mean, which love of God would you want to get? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srimati Radharani's mood is engulfs Krishna. So it is the highest quality of love of God, but still, he is looking for Guru, that we must serve the devotee, please the devotee. And when the devotee is pleased, then our life is perfect. Narottama, isn't your life perfect already? You have love of God. Krishna is not so pleased by our attempt at serving him directly. He is pleased when we try to serve those who are dear to him. Therefore, Gopiba tu parakamalayo dasa 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 dasa. The servant of the servant of the servant of that Lord of the Gopis. This is how we should approach. And this is Krishna consciousness, patient, serene, surrender, by understanding our actual position in this world and making a resolution to follow the saints and to practice the process of Krishna consciousness and to wait on Krishna to bestow his mercy upon us. And in this way, we become protected and sheltered in the association of devotees through this hearing process. And when we hear about Krishna, then we understand who he is, that we can trust him, that he is planning our future. And whatever is going on now is making way for our brightest spiritual future. And when we know he's in our corner, then we can stomach the results of our different karmic activities, the results of the country we're in, the neighborhood we're in, whatever is going on there that will affect us. We can tolerate it, knowing it to be a temporary situation. Then the curtain is opened, and then we will perceive Krishna more and more. So we will end there and take some comments and questions. Srila Prabhupada ki. Tell us more about devotional service. It's been summarized into 9 categories: hearing, chanting, remembering Lord Vishnu, worshipping, offering prayers, developing a friendship with the Lord, and ultimately offering one's very self to the Lord. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaram. This is direct Krishna conscious activity, devotional service. And then it is also explained in Nectar of Devotion, many aspects of devotional service, and then crystallizing them into 5 most potent forms of devotional service, which are Sadhu Sangha, association with the devotees, Bhagavad Shravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Nam, Sankirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord, Mathura, Seva, staying within the Dham, and also Shrimuta Seva, worshipping the deity of the Lord. And that is direct Krishna consciousness, direct devotional service. That when we do that, then it imbues our life with the right aim, that we are servants of Krishna. And then whatever we are doing socially, our occupational duties, then they become support for this ultimate goal of always remembering Krishna and never forgetting him. So anything that we do, Krishna says, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever sacrifices you perform, you do them as an offering unto me. And that becomes fine-tuned under the guidance of some experienced devotees, especially the spiritual master, how to make our lives an offering in service to the Lord. What difference is it if one chants 1 or 16 rounds? So the 16 rounds has been given as a minimum by our acharya. So the process is that when we follow according to the acharya, then we get the result, because the acharya is dear to Krishna, and Krishna is bound by love to fulfill the promises of his pure devotee. And so in this Hare Krishna movement, Srila Prabhupada, he brokered a deal with Krishna. In this mission of his spiritual master, the deal was anyone who is initiated must chant a minimum of 64 rounds every day. That would consider him fit to be called a disciple. So Srila Prabhupada came to America and he understood the customers. He tried to reduce it first to 32 rounds, but he saw that they were just depressed and they couldn't handle it. And then he brought it down to 16 and said the minimum. And even that was introduced the day after initiation. They woke up and they found a note on the wall. People had just taken initiation because they love Prabhupada, he loved them, they liked the mantra, they liked the prasadam. So he's doing initiation, Swamiji, who wants to get initiated? Yeah, I'll get initiated. The next day they found the 4 regulative principles. Those who are initiated should follow these principles. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. They should chant a minimum of 16 rounds on their japa every day. They should attend Mangalati and evening class Bhagavad Gita. So they say like they were kind of shocked, like wow. Oh, okay, this is what's going on. But because there was a sambandha, a relationship with the spiritual master, a relationship of service and love, that they want what he's experiencing, they followed that. So 1 round and 16 rounds, difference between cooking with smoke or cooking with burning fire. Maybe it will get cooked, whatever you're cooking, if the smoke touches the pot. But it may take long time. But one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 100 steps towards us. So start at 1 and make a resolution to come to the practice of 16 rounds and then surrender to a spiritual master and begin your journey out of this dungeon of Maya. So thank you for chanting 1 round. But don't just stay at 1 round. Here there's only adults, right? As 1 young man. So if you're an adult, do grown-up things, chant more rounds. Why are you like a child in 1 round? What's this 1 round? Huh? It's like giving you 1 grain of rice for the feast. Take 1 grain. No, take more rice. Take Krishna. Do it. We have the opportunity. And when we chant Krishna's name, Krishna will start to work his magic. And we want that magic. Yes, Tariru.
So you know you're talking about chanting the 1 round. So I'm in this Gita class with this one lady. So she's been chanting for I think 30 years, 1 round. Do you think that would like slow down your progress, or you would not make sufficient progress if you've only been chanting 1 round for like 30 years?
It's amazing. It's like, bravo to her. It'll keep you in the vicinity of devotees. Yeah, because any service that we render, because we're seeing this even in this life. I was just talking to Malavendra Puri about this, that you get to see some people come, they're with us 2 months, 3 months, they're a bit active, and then they kind of disappear, and then maybe you see them 2 years later, and they do some service and then they disappear, then they see you like 7 years later, oh, you're still doing this, wow, this is amazing. When are the programs, I want to come, and you make arrangements again, and they come and they do something, and then again. So we dabble in this life. And we set ourselves up for another life to come again and nibble. Because we are dealing with Krishna, Krishna will always make the arrangement that we come back. So this not taking sufficient Krishna consciousness keeps us kind of connected, but not connected enough to create the revolution needed to transcend mature life. So we may just prolong our temple going. You know what I mean? You attend all the courses of the movement, you go to all the holy places, you're around, but it doesn't blaze Krishna consciousness. It has to blaze. It's a revolution that's meant to change the whole misdirected civilization, starting with ourselves. That if Krishna is really all attractive, then I should be really attracted to Krishna. If it's a by the way thing, Sunday thing, 1 round here, festival here, then you can understand that you're not dealing with the all attractive. You're just getting some breeze of the fragrance of Krishna. And that's also so nice that you're still staying around. But we want to like rocket out of here. And this is out of mature consciousness. So she's making progress for sure. But it's just, chameleon pace. Last one here. Are we supposed to live in absoluteness, no exceptions? We supposed to live purely, devote our lives to Krishna, devote our lives to Krishna? Yes, that's first part. Yes, we're supposed to live absolutely for Krishna, exclusive, Ananya Bhakti, no exceptions. But we're not qualified, so we're not doing it. But that doesn't mean that's what we're not supposed to be doing. And why couldn't we just exist as spiritual beings and not be born in the material world? Like being material is Maya. If being material is Maya, okay, yeah. And not be born in, okay. Why couldn't we just exist as spiritual beings? We are existing as spiritual beings, but just we've forgotten that we're spiritual beings, and now we are encased in these bodies. We think we're these bodies. So, why Maya? It's a correctional facility. So Maya is there to correct our misconceptions. I will enjoy. Yeah, try. We see that this material enjoyment doesn't really work out as the sense enjoyer thinks it will. It tends to lead to greater suffering. But there is real enjoyment, devotional service. So Krishna has given this place of Maya to facilitate our desire to live separate from Him, to establish ourselves as the center, to try to be the enjoyer. But he has made this place such that it will frustrate us. And once we're frustrated, we'll ask the right questions. Why am I struggling? Why am I suffering? Why am I not fulfilled? Then, like any hero, Krishna will come through Bhagavad Gita, Hare Krishna mantra. Oh yeah, take Bible, take Quran, take Torah, take Kabbalah, make strides towards me. Yeah, so we're always spiritual beings, but we have become victims of illusion, and so we're in this world to be corrected of that. It's all for our benefit.
How do we come to recognize our own foolishness and unintelligence? Because we could be like in Arjuna's position, where we are really speaking learned words, but really we don't know. And how do we also come to help others recognize that as well?
Yes, that is the parampara system. So the spiritual master, Diksha and Shiksha Guru, who we accept, then their service is to find our faults and show us our foolishness, correct us, inspire us, guide us, chastise us. So until we submit ourselves to the discipleship seminar, then we remain disciples of our mundane intelligence and mundane mind. And there are many books that one can read and recite, and one may think that they actually have knowledge. But actual spiritual knowledge is a reciprocation from the saintly persons, a reciprocation from the scripture. It is revealed knowledge. It brings realization. Yet when it's academic knowledge, then it inflates one's ego. Yes, I know. But when one gets the knowledge which comes from revelation because of service, it brings this mood. Actually, I don't really know much. Like it said, the tree which has fruits is often seen, its branches are hanging very low. Then it's really laden with some substance. But we can be really empty vessels, and we're really loud. And we think that we know. So become a disciple in the true sense. Always seek to be under some devotees. Give them the go-ahead to, someone should catch me out and tell me where I'm lacking. And that will help us to go deeper. And it's unfortunate, there can be that lack. I also feel it. And so I'm happy when I'm under people who are so-called heavy. We generally want to avoid people like that. This one is too heavy. We want those who are just like, good boy, good girl, you're so nice. Then once you have become a disciple, you will know how to help someone come to the right platform of being a disciple. Okay. So thank you very much for your time, Hare Krishna Eddie. And we just want to acknowledge at the end, anyone here for the first time to this temple? 1, 2, 3, 4. So welcome. Make this your home. Prabhupada said these are the embassies of the spiritual world. So we are all spiritual beings. This should be our home. Sorry about any of the jargon that you could not understand. Sometimes we use words just from the scripture that we're so used to it. Feel free to ask questions to some of the devotees after this program. and hopefully get a book. If you can get yourself a book, then you take some association of Srila Prabhupada with you, and he is the right granddad to associate with. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Savyasati Prabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So thank you so much, Prabhu. You could go, give me a Haribol if you could hear Prabhu speak the